Here's what leaving Pinnacle Point is like.
And this will give you guys a chance just to get a good idea of the lush forest and nature in the local area. And see, you'll very easily see why it's a favorite. Now just imagine that we're not in a truck. Just imagine if you were on a motorcycle. I would think on this particular road this would be some perfect roads for a motorcycle trip. And when the weather's nice, it's not unusual to see a lot of people on their bikes going up and down the different mountains here. Or, even if you're not really a motorcycle person, you're more of a four-wheeler or a Spider fan, this would be even better too.
I got second gear, so I'm not riding the brake.
That is another thing. If you're riding up here in a vehicle that's normally not used, pulling a lot of weight, I highly recommend making any adjustments beforehand. Because on a particular day like today when the road is wet, it just might surprise you.
Yeah, some of these turns are a little bit steep. We had a couple wheel spins going up a couple times. So.
And keep in mind it's been raining here the last couple of days, and believe it or not, it's not unusual to have it rain almost every day all week. So what you're seeing right here is not out of the ordinary. If you hear any odd panting noises, that's Murphy Dog. I think she's enjoying the view here. Hey Murph, say hi to the camera. No? Okay.
It's one of those steep ones.
Hey, here's one of the real steep ones I think would be a lot of fun to take on a motorcycle.
Let's look down the forest land. It's pretty impressive.
That it is. I mean, as you can see through some of the trees, there are roads, different stop points here, and there's even some different picnic points here. And usually on your way up to some of the locations that are higher up in the mountains, it's not unusual to see these points on the way up the mountain, because you'll see quite a few of them.
Eddie Cutter. It's hard to tell angle on these, but you know, some of these are getting pretty close to 35-degree angles, if not, you know, a little bit higher. They say they got a big thing down the bottom, don't bring trucks over 20 feet long and don't bring any trailers because you might not make those curves.
I would say not. I mean, I think it's even safe to say we'd almost be pushing our luck in the truck that we're in right now.
Yeah.
But as you can see, just from the foliage alone, it's very much worth it. You may also see a bunch of leaves on the ground. And keep in mind, that's not normal for this time of year. No, for this time of year, the locals are used to a lot of rainfall during the week, like I mentioned before. But lately here in Kentucky, or at least for this last month, it's been extremely hot. In fact, I'd even venture a guess that we've probably broken a few heat records in the last month alone. And in Kentucky, also, if you happen to be here in the fall, the leaves here have a tendency to fall a little bit earlier than they would in other places.
Usually mid-September is when they start dropping.
They're usually mid-September, and it's very, very gorgeous. You can't really tell from the video we're shooting here, but you will see numerous different hiking and biking trails up along these mountains. Because right now we're still in what's called Cumberland Gap. But you will see tons and tons of trails around here that can literally go for miles on end. I believe one of the longer trails is anywhere from 10 to 15 miles long. And that's just going one way. So if you love to hike, or if you're a fitness guru, I think you'd have a lot of fun out here.
Also, another thing that's really big around here is ATVs. They have ATV trails all throughout in the mountains, and so they got a lot of people who get those side-by-sides or those single, you know, four-wheelers, and just they take them all over the place. It's real popular around here.
And in fact, usually if you're driving through town, if you happen to be looking around, at least along the sides of the mountains, it's not unusual to see a lot of the ATV trails that they have out there. And some of those trails, if you are not used to a steep climb, you can fall very easily.
Yeah, it'll drop you. It'll roll you.
But the locals here seem to get a real kick out of it.
Here's an idea what a trail looks like. They're honest to goodness little paths. When we went hiking last time, it was something like this. Right up on the mountain ridge. Just a little beaten path. No concrete, no asphalt, no nothing.
And all the large rocks you could ever want. They say the rocks around here are pretty sturdy, but they don't really recommend climbing all over them too much.
Yeah, it's because it gets damp around here and it might get slick, thanks to the Smokies.
I mean, you don't see it along this road, but along many of the interstates, if you're driving through a lot of the mountainous passages, you'll see nets everywhere, if only because over the years more and more rocks have started to drop. Because you'll not only see rocks drop occasionally, but if you're lucky, along the sides of the hills and mountains, you'll see numerous different springs. They're not really big, but you will see them.
Alright, now we're still at a downward incline, mind you, but we're starting to get down to the less snaky, wiggly stuff.
It's less snaky, so to speak, but you still want to be careful. Because, keep in mind, not everybody will take this road slowly as they should.
Yeah. Not pretty.
And as you also notice, there's not a whole lot of guardrails up here, so if it's your first time driving up and down these mountains, I highly recommend you take it at a little bit slower pace, just for safety reasons.
Oh, look, it's sunlight.
Yeah, usually if you're seeing sunlight here in Kentucky, it's usually in the afternoon.
Yeah. We told you, thick forest. Alright, looks like we're just about... Here's the spot where the campers stop off at. If you have a camper or a truck over a certain length, you just have to hike the rest of the way.
Hike, bike, or whatever you choose. There's plenty of trails. Fun for all.
Alright, I'm going to kick her back into drive. There we go.
Yeah, once you reach this point, you can go a little faster if you wish. You can go a little faster, but you still want to be mindful of other drivers.
I'd love to take this on a bike, or maybe one of those Spider Roadsters or something like that.
You can just imagine the view alone. And for anybody who's ever been on a motorcycle, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's one thing to see it all from a car, but seeing it from a motorcycle is a whole nother experience.
More hiking trails going off to the side.
And if you happen to be hiking in these trails, I'll give you a little bit of a tip. There's plenty of wildlife in this area. In fact, one of the most common animals you'll see around here are either salamanders or even some elk. But one particular species you want to look out for here, and that's the black bear. Kentucky, especially this part, is known for having one of the most dense populations of black bears. So definitely keep your eye out when you're hiking.
Yes, black bears, this area, lots of them, hungry. If you're gonna go hiking,
Carry a gun.
Yeah, have some protection on you. Bear spray, shotgun, something. Don't have a handgun that has 4 in the caliber somewhere, usually at the front right after the dot. Because get your concealed carry permit, for crying out loud.
And if you're from Kansas, you're in luck. Kentucky has reciprocity with the state of Kansas.
Yes, it does.
Kentucky is very gun friendly.
Oh yeah.
So definitely watch out for salamanders, elks, and black bears. And if you're not a fan of the real creepy crawlies, keep your eye out for snakes here too.
Yeah, snake bites around here aren't cool. No, bad.
And so we've reached the end of our road tour. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us on Facebook. We'll be featuring more of these videos as time permits. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day.